Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. So in today's video, I wanted to do a quick loadout guide on the trusty little Avenger Titan here. Now this is still one of my favorite ships in the game. I'll probably never part with it. It's still a pledge. It was one of my original pledge. I upgraded from a Mustang Alpha to this and flew this for quite some time and still find myself flying it all the time. Now pictured in the background, it's in the paint, which is the iron weave. I love it. I do love the penguin style, but making it that black and silver just, makes it look real stealth fightery, and it's a good looking ship. Now, before we jump into the loadout and the weapons, I just want to touch on just a couple of things of why I do really love this ship. So let's take a look. Let's do a quick little walk around and take a quick look at it. Okay, so first thing, I love that this ship absolutely has dual interests. For a ship this size, being able to go in and out in two different places is fantastic, especially if you have a full, cargo load back here. You have a ladder here where you can get into the cockpit, and the animation is really cool. I just, sometimes this is what makes the immersion, right, when you're climbing into the ship like this. And I love that it absolutely has kind of the old feel. You can see the wear and looks almost more like a modern type, now time as far as a cockpit goes. I still love this. If they ever do an update, I hope they don't mess with any of this type stuff, because I love that it's the new panels, the new MFDs inside kind of this old kind of cockpit look. So to get out, if you just look at this window, you can exit ship and actually get out here. If you hold Y, the seat actually spins around and you'll walk right out the back. Now moving to the back, you'll see you come here and it actually has the ramp. And the second thing that makes this ship really good, and why I really flew it a lot earlier, is you can fit things like a Pulse, you can fit a Dragonfly, you can fit a PTV, and still fit like a 1SCU box. So if you're a bunker runner, an early bunker runner, this can be a very handy ship to do that. Not only that, this ship can really, hold itself pretty well in combat. Very easy on VLRTs, LRTs, MRTs. You can do pretty well in this ship on that. And if you're even a better pilot, I'm sure you can do even more with it. But real fast on the wings, we have right here on the wings, I know it's a little dark, but we have a size 3. So we have 2 size 3s on the wing, and we have a 1 size 4 on the nose, which is the Gatling. So I believe you have Omninskis on the wings and this Revenant Gatling on the front. This is stock loadout. Now we're going to jump into Erkul right now and actually take a look at kind of the loadout guide, what has changed. We've gone to like these star-filled pips now, so that you can manage power a little bit better than the power triangle. I actually kind of liked the old power triangle myself. I'm not sure how you guys feel. Please let me a comment. Let me know if you like the new pips or if you like the old triangle. But let's dive right into Erkul and check that out. Okay guys, this is Erkul Games. I will leave a link to this in the description if this is your first time seeing this. Real fast, if you want to select your ship, you just come here, you just go down the manufacturers, and you can select whatever model ship that you're trying to do this on. In our case, we are doing our lovely Avenger Titan, and I have clicked the reset button. We have put it back to the stock configuration of how you saw it there in the hangar bay, and let's dive straight into this by going to the weapons and telling you what I've been running. Now, real fast, before we do that, right here, they have added the lovely, what I call the star-filled pips, because this is kind of how Starfield itself works, right? You have pips to put the power to what modules that you want them to. In our case, we have weapons, the engines, shields, quantum, your communications, your comms, your life support, and your ship coolers. Now, in this case, I have it what I would consider like a balanced loadout, right? Because I have 0 pips left to put to anything, but I originally had 15, and these are things that we are going to change, right? So real fast, let's just go ahead and get into the weapons. Now, weapon-wise, I have been running a full loadout of attritions myself. They seem to hit so hard in the game right now. They're fun to use, and it's just a great loadout. So all you got to do is select whatever weapons. It tells you the damage, the outputs, the loadout, anything that you need to make a decision on what weapons do you want. So again, I have been going with the attritions. Every once in a while, I will leave kind of like a ballistic cannon or a ballistic Gatling on the front just for fun. Everybody does like to hear the burst of the, you know, the Gatling gun. Now, moving over to our missiles, I leave the size 2s on here. I know a lot of people downsize to size 1 so they can run 8 size 1s. I, myself, love to just leave the Rattlers on here. And they seem to do the work just fine. Moving on, we're going to go to our shields, okay? Now, real fast, when you jump into the shields, I always just, again, just filter it by the grade. And I've been running industrials. Now you guys can take a closer look at this when I'm done, but pretty good. You get a little bit of buff on the actual pull hit points itself, and the regen is just a little bit slower than I would say, like kind of like what a civilian A would be. Moving on to the power plants, where this is where it really comes into play, right? Because we have a max generation of 15. Now that 15 is up here. That's our pips. You can consider this your little pip. I've personally been sticking with the competition. There's a competition A that you can actually buy in game, which gives you 17. Now it does take a hit on the cooling, but for this particular ship, I've been fine with this competition A. Moving on to our coolers, it already has military grade C, which is great. But if you want to buff it a little bit more, you can come up and do, I think it's the industrial A's is what I've been using myself, because you get the 21 cooling generation, but it does take 3 segments. So this is where you start really getting into what you're doing with the ship and how you're flying it, whether you're just doing, you know, cruising around the verse, or if you're actually just using it for lower level combat type stuff. In my case, like I said, I've been running these ultra flows. We will select those. And that's kind of it as far as the loadout goes, except for our quantum drives. Now, when we move to quantum drives, it used to be that, you know, you would sacrifice distance for speed and things like that, and that's not the case anymore. You know, the higher you go, it's kind of like the more speed, the more distance you can actually get, right? So in this case, the Atlas drive, I run that a lot because I'm usually around the area where you can purchase it. But I think overall, I think this Colossus B industrial drive with the 257 and the 91, you can see right here, max distance and max speed. It's kind of overall, it's kind of a better drive itself. So running the Colossus pretty much in the Avenger Titan does great. Now, this is where we move back to our power generation for our pips. We have 17 now. Now, I always have a helmet on, especially when I'm in a ship like this Titan. So I normally turn the life support off. It gives me a pip back, right? Now you're going to want, see right now we only have 1 shield active out of our 2 shields. So you definitely want to have that other shield active. So what I always do, I always sacrifice a little bit of speed and we go back and we can actually add it back to our shields. Now, depending on what you're doing, you can do balance out. If you want more shields versus weapons, you can always take a pip away and then add another pip to the shields. And this is where it gets to where you balance it out how you want it balanced out, right? If you need more cooling, you can drop it into there. It's all up to you when it comes to this. Now, real fast to kind of sum this up and end it up with, any of these items, when you click on them, for example, let's take this quantum drive, right? This Colossus. So if you click on this Colossus drive and you can see it pops up right here, you can actually go down here and it will actually tell you where you can get it. So in my case, it's a Crew L1 Platinum Bay and Omega Pro at New Babbage. And then you can actually get them in Pyro as well. And it actually tells you which station you can get these at. Now, guys, that's actually it for the loadout guide. I did not want to go super in-depth on this. I wanted to keep it, you know, kind of light and just give somebody that's new or just somebody who just picked up the Titan a good idea of what the loadout. If you're a veteran, you probably don't need any of this. You're probably in Erkul all the time. But, again, if you're new to the game, I hope this helps you decide what you want and kind of a little bit like a high overview of how to navigate Erkul. Now, there are all kind of tools in Erkul where you can come over here and you can, like, you know, just pull up all the missiles and see the missiles side by side and how each of them are and things like that. But guys, that's it. I really appreciate it. The support has been great. I just wanted to do this quick update guide on the Titan. It's been a while. So much has changed, like I said. And I'm going to continue to keep you guys updated on as much as I can, as fast as I can. As always, guys, thank you, and I will see you on the next video.